My dear students of second year, I am Raghvendra Pratap, and again I am here with some of the other contents of first unit, which is fundamentals of technical communication. Okay, so I'm expecting every one of you to be very much well with your health. Yes, okay, that's great. If all of you are, if there are some problems, please take care of yourself as well as your family members. Okay, so let's move ahead. The thing which we have The content which we have today to discuss in this video, that is paragraph and paragraph development, as well as some of the different types of paragraph writing as well. Okay, so just have some of the remembrance. Just have some of the remembrance where all of you were taught how to write a paragraph better in your school. यदि मैं गलत नहीं हूं, कभी ना कभी आपके किसी भी एक स्टैंडर्ड में जब आप स्कूल में थे, पैराग्राफ कैसे अच्छा लिखते हैं ये बताया गया होगा. I'm sure about that. So the same we are going to know. One thing before the explanation is must for me to share with every one of you. The definition which I'm going to let every one of you know is quite simple and almost like the definition of a sentence which I gave in my previous video. वो definition बिल्कुल वैसी ही होगी जैसा कि मैंने sentence के बारे में अपनी previous video में बताई थी. Okay, let's revise the old definition of sentence. A combination of words. I am briefing the definition of paragraph. A combination of words which gives you a sense is called sentence. Yes or no? The same definition I introduced in my previous video. Now, with the same formation of construction or the standards, we can define paragraph in such a way: a combination of few sentences which revolves around one single idea. Again, I'm saying a combination of few sentences which are about one single idea is all about the paragraph. Is that clear? दूसरी तरीके से बात करूं so that you people can understand this thing in Hindi as well, जहां पर आप कुछ वाक्यों को, कुछ sentences को एक साथ लिख रहे हैं इस तरीके से कि वो सारे वाक्य किसी एक मेन आइडिया को ही एक्सप्लेन करें, किसी एक मेन आइडिया को ही एक्सप्लेन करें, के बारे में बताएं, वही पैराग्राफ बोला जाता है. इज दैट क्लियर? The same definition is defined by me here on this slide in altogether 4 different ways, which are written as D1, D2, D3, D4. Let's understand these all 4 different definitions. First one is paragraph is a subdivision of a written composition that develops a single idea, where a division of a written composition which is about a single idea, that is paragraph. First definition says this all. Okay, second one is a paragraph is a group of spatially and intentionally related sentences where people are intentionally, means with a proper intention, as well as specifically, means spatially, they are writing such sentences to relate with one another. That is paragraph. Is that clear? The third definition says sentences that revolves around one single idea and thought. I think this is the first way which I used to define paragraph. Yes or no? Some of the combination of sentences or a combination of some sentences which revolves around one single idea or thought is called paragraph. And the last one is a group of sentences built around a single idea or thought. कुछ ऐसे sentences जो एक साथ रखे गए हैं, एक ग्रुप में रखे गए हैं, and they are built specifically to say about a single idea. That's all, a single thought. Is that clear? So these were 4 different definitions. It's up to you which definition is liked by you, and the understanding which is there in your mind. If you understood this very much clearly, it's up to you what way you adopt to use your own words to define this. Is that clear? Okay, let's move ahead to the next slide. Here on this slide we will get to know about how to organize a paragraph better. हम यहाँ पर जानने वाले हैं किसी भी एक पैराग्राफ को कैसे अच्छे ढंग से ऑर्गेनाइज किया जा सकता है. So to organize a paragraph better, effectively, attractively, to get the attention of the audience, there are 3 main points. if you are able to concentrate on these all 3 points, you will be able to develop the paragraph, you will be able to organize the paragraph very much better. Is that clear? Let's understand these all 3 points. First one is presentation of main idea. जैसा कि हमने definition की मदद से जाना था, as we understood with the help of the definition, the sentences which you are writing intentionally together to say about one single idea means the main idea, because of you are writing some of the sentences. उस main idea जिसकी वजह से, उस main idea को लेके जिसकी वजह से आप कई sentences का यूज कर रहे हैं, आप उसको कैसे प्रेजेंट करते हैं, आप उसको कैसे प्रेजेंट करते हैं. So how you are presenting the main idea of your paragraph is the first thing. If you could manage to present the main idea effectively, this will be the first thing, this will be the first stage to win to win and to get the attention of the audience. The second one is elaboration of the main idea and supportive details. Elaboration is all about, यहां पर कुछ बच्चे नहीं जानते हो तो मैं बता देता हूं. Elaboration means किसी चीज को और ज्यादा बढ़ा के बताना. बढ़ा के मीन्स एग्जैजरेट नहीं करना, बहुत ज्यादा हाइपरबोली यूज नहीं करना, लेकिन आप उसे और ज्यादा डिटेल में बता रहे हैं. When you go to a bit deep, again I'm saying when you go to a bit deep to explain something, that is called elaboration. Okay, so elaboration of the main idea, when you have presented your main idea, now the responsibility comes to your shoulder again to get the attention of the audience with respect to the elaboration to the same idea. When you elaborate, आप पैराग्राफ में जब चीजों को, अपने मेन आइडिया को और ज्यादा elaborate करते हैं with some of the details and facts, that comes to this point. The third one is conclusion of main idea. What conclusion is? I would love to highlight this thing in everyone's of your mind. Conclusion is all about something which you are writing at the end of anything. It can be at the end of a paragraph, it can be at the end of an essay, it can be at the end of a chapter, anything. Conclusion, when you are writing something at the end, having all the essential detail or such details which can attract, which can get your remembrance, something which you went through. Is that clear? Something which you went through in the paragraph. जो चीजें आपने पैराग्राफ में पढ़ी हैं, with the help of conclusion you get to remember those all. आप conclusion की मदद से उसे remember कर पाते हैं, याद रख पाते हैं. So that's why conclusion is always said as essence. एक essence बोला जाता है जो पुरानी चीजों को याद दिलाता है. पुरानी चीजों को means something which you went through in the paragraph, in the essay or in any chapter. Is that clear? दूसरी चीज conclusion के बारे में important होती है कि conclusion is such a thing where you are putting some of your own intelligence and analysis. Is that clear? Your own intelligence and analysis to say something beyond the facts or details, जो आप थोड़ा सा अलग होके बताते हैं. So these 3 points are the most important things to have in your mind before writing a paragraph to get the attention of the audience, of the reader, of the receivers. Is that clear? This is all about the organizing a paragraph. Let's move ahead to know these all things a bit detail. थोड़ा सा और डिटेल में जानने की कोशिश करते हैं. Means presentation of main idea will be how we can do this, elaboration of the main idea with supportive details, how we can do this, and as well as conclusion, what we should do in these all 3 different stages. Let's understand. The first one is presentation of main idea. जब भी कभी आप पैराग्राफ लिख रहे हैं, it is very much important to put forth, to come up with the idea very much highlighted to the audience. To the audience means to the reader. ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. So it is very much important to frame a appropriate sentence which can highlight the topic to the readers, जो टॉपिक को बहुत ज्यादा क्लियर कर दे रीडर्स की नजर में. Second thing, that sentence or any sentence which you are writing after the topic sentence must be very much catchy. Catchy means जो attractive हो, ताकि रीडर की नजर उस पर जाए, so that you can grab, you can get the attention, you can get the sight of the audience. And the third one is attention grabbing examples. So here, if it is possible, if you do remember, if you have some examples in your mind, आप किसी भी तरीके से कह सकते हैं, if you have some examples in your mind to introduce the topic or to say something more about the topic, you should introduce that, you should use that. Examples मदद करते हैं attention को और ज़्यादा grab करने में. So these three things will be better if you are presenting your main idea in a paragraph. Second point is second stage, elaboration of main idea and supportive details. Elaboration of main idea means where you are elaborating, means you are giving more details to the main idea. You are giving more details to the main idea. So how we can do that? We can do this with three different things. First one is elaboration with the supportive sentences. The sentences which you are saying something about the main idea, that will help you out to elaborate. Second thing, elaboration with the suitable examples. The examples which you have to support the main idea, support the concept of your main idea. You should use that for the elaboration. And the third one is elaboration with real facts or supportive facts. Any fact or evidences which you have in your mind, दोबारा बोल रहा हूं, any fact or evidence which you have in your mind which can help you out to elaborate the main idea, you should use that. Ultimately, these all things will achieve the attention of the reader commonly. Okay, is that clear? Let's move on to the third stage, and that is conclusion of the main idea. Now, it is that last stage where you are trying to write such sentences where you can remain in the memory of the reader as a essence. एक एसेंस की मदद से, एक सुगंध की तरीके से आप उसके दिमाग में घुस जाएं रीडर के, ताकि वो पुरानी चीजों को मेमोराइज कर पाए. So let's understand this one as well. Last statement or sentences which justify the topic sentences. You are writing the conclusion in such a way which can justify. मैंने पहले भी कहा था, conclusion is all about something where you are putting your own understanding into that, your own analysis into that. Into that means into the facts or evidences which you presented. Okay, so that last sentence or statement which justifies everything whatever you presented as a supportive details for the main idea. Main idea के लिए जो भी कुछ आपने present किया है, either as a supportive sentences, either as a suitable examples or some facts or figures, you are justifying that at the end with your own understanding. Is that clear? And the last thing is conclusion must represent complete understanding. जहां पर conclusion आ जाता है, there reader should reach to such a decision to believe or not to believe on that. Is that clear? हालांकि conclusion must be written in such a way where you can get the persuasion, means you can convince the reader. Conclusion हमेशा ऐसा होना चाहिए कि reader को convince कर पाए. But conclusion must be written in such a way, this too is right, conclusion must be written in such a way where the reader can decide in which side he or she needs to move, किस side में move होना है. Is that clear? Let's move on to the next slide. These some points are all about some of the essential things which a writer needs to keep in his mind before writing a paragraph. पैराग्राफ लिखने से पहले ये कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स हैं जो दिमाग में रखने जरूरी हैं. These all points have a writer to write a paragraph better to get the attention of the reader. Is that clear? Let's move ahead one by one. The first one is it should present single idea. जैसा कि हमने इसकी डेफिनेशन की मदद से भी जाना था, paragraph is all about a kind of a combination which revolves around one single idea. So in any case, you cannot introduce two ideas together in a paragraph. दो ideas को एक साथ launch नहीं कर सकते. You cannot have two topics in your mind in one paragraph. Is that clear? दो टॉपिक नहीं हो सकते एक पैराग्राफ में. आगे लेके चलते हैं. The second point, it should be avoided an ambiguous expression or sentences. Expression और sentences दोनों ही एक चीजें होती हैं जो हम sentences बोलते हैं, because those all sentences let us know about, those all sentences let us know about the senses, इसलिए उन्हें expression भी बोलते हैं. Okay, so the sentences which you are writing, the statements which you are writing in the paragraph, those must be very much clear. वहां पर कहीं पर भी unclarity नहीं होनी चाहिए, ambiguous नहीं होने चाहिए, sorry, ambiguous, unambiguous नहीं होनी चाहिए, ambiguous होनी चाहिए. It should be avoided an ambiguous expression. Okay, sorry, my mistake. Unambiguous means clear, ambiguous means अस्पष्ट, means unclear. So it should be avoided an ambiguous expression or sentences जो unclarity create करते हैं, which are not clear with the understanding. Third point is it should unify main idea with supportive details and sentences. The supportive details and sentences which you are providing, मदद के लिए जो details and वाक्य आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं वो आपके मेन आइडिया को ही यूनिफाई करें. द मेन आइडिया विच यू पुट, विच यू आर एक्सप्रेसिंग इन अ पैराग्राफ, your all supportive details and sentences must unify that. Is that clear? Fourth point is it should avoid repetition of words. यहां पर do not get confused with this phrase which I wrote, repetition of words. Repetition of words must not be understood by you in such a way where you are not allowed to use a word again in the paragraph. Repetition of word is all about something which repeats one understanding again with another sentence. आपको किसी भी दूसरे सेंटेंस की मदद से एक ही अंडरस्टैंडिंग को दोबारा नहीं कहना चाहिए. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, very well. आगे लेके चलते हैं. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल भी लेना चाहूंगा. आई वुड लव टू लाइक टेक एन एग्जाम्पल. यदि आप अपने किसी दोस्त, अपने किसी फैमिली मेंबर्स, अपने फादर या एक्स बजट किसी के बारे में भी दो सेंटेंसेस बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. वन इज लाइक ही इज वेरी मच ब्रेव एंड द सेकेंड सेंटेंस ही इज वेरी मच करेजियस. ये ब्रेव एंड करेजियस, जो ब्रेव है वो करेजियस होगा ही होगा, वी ऑल डू नो. एंड व्हेन अ पर्सन इज रियली करेजियस, वो ब्रेव होगा ही होगा. हाँ या ना? सो बोथ द थिंग्स, both the words are different with different meaning, but you are not supposed to make two sentences with the help of these two words. You should make such a sentence: your brother, your father, your friend is brave and courageous. Not in such a way, your father is brave, your father is courageous. Is that clear? Okay, so the fifth point is it should present exact information. Paragraph is such a thing which shows your intelligence, which shows your command. In that case, the information which you are providing must be based on some facts. वो निश्चित तौर से तथ्यों के ऊपर आधारित होनी चाहिए. Point number 6 says avoid unfamiliar proverbs, idioms and phrases. It may possibly you are very much known, well known either, I should say you are very much well known to the language in which you are writing the paragraph. It could be Hindi, English, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, or any Indian language of different states. It can be anything, but it can be any language. But you are supposed to use those words, those proverbs, those idioms and phrases which are known to many people, not known to you only. Is that clear? You are supposed to use such words, such proverbs, such idioms and phrases which are known to most of the people. Is that clear? I'm not saying you are supposed to like use those only words which are known to all. No, most of the people, because you cannot like write such simplest way which which can say you didn't write that for the mature people. You just wrote that for the children. No, you're not writing for the children. If you're writing a paragraph, you're writing for the mature people. In that case, the words, vocabulary which you are using, the phrases you are using, the idioms which you are using must be well known to most of the people. Let's know the seventh point. Stick to the main idea. हर हालत में, in every state, you are supposed to stick to the main idea which is the root to frame a paragraph, जो आपके paragraph development का कारण है. 8th point, sentences should be linked properly and in a flow. Linked properly where people means reader can find the link between one another sentence. Sentences के बीच में link ढूंढ पाए. They cannot like find themselves uncomfortable. Themselves means a reader cannot find themselves uncomfortable to find the link between the sentences. And second thing, we all do know if the sentences are written in a flow that attracts us, that way helps us to get the attention, to be very much focused and have the concentration. Yes or no? Let's move ahead to the ninth point. Ninth point. Just 1 second, everyone. I'm just taking a sip. Okay. So point number 9, arrangement of ideas in a sequence. जो ideas आप प्रेजेंट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, अगेन आई एम सेइंग the ideas which you are presenting, which you are trying to present in the paragraph, those must have a sequence. हम सभी को पता है sequence always attracts. मीन्स यदि वो सिलसिलेवार तरीके से लगी हुई चीजें हैं, लिखे हुए सेंटेंसेस हैं, वो अटेंशन ग्रैब करेंगे. सो इट इज मस्ट टू हैव द प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट्स ऑफ द आइडियाज इन अ प्रॉपर सीक्वेंस. पॉइंट नंबर 9. नाउ पॉइंट नंबर 10. यहां पर बहुत आसान चीज है और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट भी. कैन इट बी पॉसिबल फॉर एनी वन ऑफ यू टू इग्नोर द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ अ ग्रामर व्हाइल राइटिंग एनीथिंग? क्या हम किसी भी हालत में इस चीज को इग्नोर कर सकते हैं? हम कुछ भी लिख रहे हैं भले ही, क्या हम किसी भी भाषा की ग्रामर को इग्नोर कर सकते हैं? नॉट पॉसिबल. सो दिस टू इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द पैराग्राफ राइटिंग एज वेल. When you are writing a paragraph in any of the language, you are supposed to be very much grammatically accurate. Grammatically accurate. Point number 11th, which is about the limit of the words. Number of words must be between 100 to 200 words for a paragraph. But if that is a paragraph written with the technical, written for the technical subject, or written in the technical subject, technical knowledge, that can go up to 300 to 400 words. Okay. And the last one is use of heading or subheading if needed. ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है, इसे भी highlight करना पसंद करूँगा. Use of subheading if needed. So if you do think so, to allow your reader to speculate something with the help of a heading or subheading you used in the paragraph. यदि आप चाहते हैं कि आपका रीडर किसी चीज की भविष्यवाणी मींस गैस कर पाए कि आपने क्या लिखा है हेडिंग या सब हेडिंग की मदद से, यू कैन डू दैट. बट दैट हेडिंग एंड सब हेडिंग मस्ट बी अप्रोप्रिएट एनफ टू वर्क इट्स, to perform its performance there. Is that clear? So nothing is wrong to use a heading or subheading in the paragraph if those are appropriately used there. Okay, let's move ahead to the next slide, and probably this is the last one. We are going to know the different types of paragraph writing. हम यहाँ पर जानने वाले हैं अलग अलग तरीके की टाइप्स को जो पैराग्राफ राइटिंग में लिखे जाते हैं. Let's have a sight on these all 5. यहाँ पर 5 दिए हुए हैं, but please do not have like yourself indulge in any argumentation. Okay, there are only 5 different types of paragraph writing. There are lot many different types as well other than these 5. लेकिन आपके लिए ये 5 ही important है. These five different types are important to know for you people. Okay, so first one is inductive. This is very much on the top with the first point. Second one is deductive. Third one is chronological. Fourth one is spatial, and fifth one is linear. So these all are the different types of paragraph writing. हम इनको one by one जानेंगे. Okay, let's understand. यहाँ पर एक बात जरूर बताना चाहूंगा, and I am like breaking the sequence which ideally I should not, but it is important. मैं inductive की जगह आपको पहले deductive order को explain करूंगा. Again I am saying instead of explaining inductive way of paragraph writing, I will introduce to every one of you deductive way of paragraph writing first. Is that clear? Because you know this very much well. If you could understand, relate your understanding, if you can understand this way of paragraph writing, you will be able to understand inductive way of paragraph writing quite easily. Okay, let's understand. पहले एक बात अपने आप को जवाब दीजिएगा, क्या मैं गलत हूं? all of you have the experience to write essays in a school time? Yes or no? Yes, absolutely. Please answer to yourself. ये जरूरी है. I'm trying to make a kind of an interaction during the videos. तो यदि आपको एक्सेल लिखने का एक्सपीरियंस है, if you have the experience to write down essays in your school time, have the remembrance. Am I wrong? You always introduce the topic. Means you always took the help of the title of that essay. Very much starting of the essay to introduce that. ऐसे की शुरुआत में आपने उस टाइटल ऑफ ऐसे को यूज किया था सो दैट यू कैन क्रिएट अ काइंड ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन इन द आईज ऑफ द evaluator or reader. Yes or no? Second thing, you elaborate later on after that. Means when you introduce the topic, when you introduce the title of the essay, you elaborated that with lot many other details, and at the end you presented your own understanding with respect to the all facts which you gave there in the elaboration. वहां पर लास्ट में आपने अपने अपने शब्दों में कंक्लूजन को प्रस्तुत किया था. So you used 3 different stages to write an essay there: introduction, elaboration and last में conclusion. Yes or no? If you are following the same way, यदि आप वही सेम तरीका यूज कर रहे हैं, that is deductive way of paragraph writing, लेकिन ऐसे लिखने के लिए नहीं, पैराग्राफ लिखने के लिए. If you are using the same way where you are introducing the topic and giving the conclusion at last, और ऑटोमेटिकली यदि कंक्लूजन लास्ट में आता है, टॉपिक फर्स्ट में आ रहा है, तो बीच में इलाबोरेशन ही आएगा, एंड इलाबोरेशन इज कमिंग इन बिटवीन. That way will be called, that method will be called the deductive way of paragraph writing. Is that clear? Very much well. यदि आप इस पहले वाले को समझ चुके हैं, if you have understood this first one, यदि आप इसको बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट कर देते हैं, उल्टा कर देते हैं, it is actually, it becomes inductive way of paragraph writing. Means when you are giving the conclusion first, elaboration in between and the topic at last, it is called inductive way of paragraph writing. Inductive way of paragraph writing को बोला जाता है conclusion oriented method, जहां पर conclusion ही इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. एक बात यहां पर मेरे लिए बहुत जरूरी है. One thing is very much important for me to highlight for every one of you. क्या ये पॉसिबल है? Is it really possible to introduce the conclusion without giving any detail to people? आप डायरेक्टली अपना कंक्लूजन दे दें, क्या ये पॉसिबल है? नॉट एट ऑल, नॉट एट ऑल. कोई भी संभव ही नहीं है टिल द टाइम यू आर नॉट सेइंग एनीथिंग अबाउट, लाइक यू आर नॉट गिविंग एनी डिटेल ऑफ समथिंग. सो इंडक्टिव ऑर्डर में कंक्लूजन को देने के लिए आपको कुछ एविडेंसेस देने पड़ेंगे. मींस यू नीड टू पुट सम ऑफ द रिलेटेड सेंटेंसेस व्हिच कैन शो द एविडेंसेस, फैक्ट्स और एनीथिंग. Then only you can give the conclusion. So evidences and conclusions comes together one by one in a consecutive way. Second thing, elaboration comes later on, and it is the must thing to write the topic at the last. Topic means topic sentence must be written at the last in inductive order. Is that clear? Let's move ahead to know the third point, that is chronological way of paragraph writing. अब यहां पर एक चीज को मैं हाईलाइट करना ज्यादा पसंद करूंगा. इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, ऑल ऑफ यू डू नो प्रीफिक्स एंड सफिक्स. प्रीफिक्स एंड सफिक्स आप लोग जानते होंगे. प्रीफिक्स मींस व्हिच कम्स एट द इनिशियल ऑफ अ वर्ड एंड सफिक्स व्हिच कम्स एट द लास्ट ऑफ अ वर्ड. जो ऐसे शब्द, ऐसे अक्षरों का समूह है जो या तो शब्द किसी शब्द से पहले या किसी शब्द के बाद जोड़े जाते हैं और उस शब्द के मायने बदल देते हैं. इज दैट क्लियर? ये जो पूरा शब्द है CHRONO, क्रोन. क्रोन इज समथिंग which is related to the time. ये शब्द, ये प्रीफिक्स है. ये प्रीफिक्स जिसके साथ भी जुड़ेगा वहां पे समय डाल देगा. लेके चलते हैं क्रोनोलॉजिकल. क्रोनोलॉजिकल इज समथिंग ऑल अबाउट which is related to time as per the time. हिंदी में बात करूं तो समयानुसार, समय के अनुसार. So if you are writing a paragraph to say something about your daily routine, to say something about an event, to say something about an historical event or any fact, if you are giving the importance to the time, to the respective time, if you are giving the importance to the respective time, that way of paragraph writing will be called chronological way of paragraph writing, जहां पर समय ही सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. Is that clear? You are specifically mentioning the time there. वहां पर समय मेंशन कर रहे हैं. If I'm not wrong, like if you are writing a report of your movement from one district to another, if you are an government official, यदि आप गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल हैं, आप एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट में जा रहे हैं एंड यू आर राइटिंग अ रिपोर्ट ऑन दैट, आप वहां पर हर एक चीज का समय मेंशन करेंगे. एट व्हाट टाइम यू you left your at what time you left your office, at what time you reached there to that district, what things you noticed, and when means at what time you noticed those all things, how did you prepare the report, when did you prepare the report. So this is all about something where you are giving the importance to the time, that is chronological way of paragraph writing. आगे लेके चलते हैं पॉइंट नंबर मींस टाइप नंबर 4 स्पेशल. ध्यान रखिएगा, दिस इज स्पेशल. आधा सा एंड एशल मींस पेशल. ये पैशल नहीं है. यदि आप पैशल कहते हैं दैट इज SPECIAL, स्पेशल मींस समथिंग विच इज यूनिक फॉर यू, आपके लिए खास है. स्पेशल वो है, ये स्पेशल है, एक ही मात्रा है इसमें, ध्यान रखिएगा. ओके, सो स्पेशल वे ऑफ पैराग्राफ राइटिंग इज ऑल अबाउट समथिंग वेयर यू गिव इंपॉर्टेंस टू द लेआउट. लेआउट का मतलब जो चीजें आपके इर्द गिर्द हैं, द थिंग्स विच आर नियर बाय यू, द थिंग्स विच आर सराउंड, द थिंग्स अराउंड विच यू आर सराउंडेड, जिनके जिन चीजों से आप घिरे हुए हैं. सो स्पेशल वे ऑफ पैराग्राफ राइटिंग इज ऑल अबाउट वेयर यू आर गिविंग इंपॉर्टेंस टू द ऑब्जेक्ट्स विच you encountered, you thought very much important to highlight in that. Okay, is that clear? When you are depicting something about your tour to a hill area, मैं दोबारा बोल रहा हूं, जहां पर आप अपने हिल एरिया के टूर को डिपिक्ट कर रहे हैं, किसी फ्रेंड को, किसी फैमिली मेंबर को, there you will use the spatial way of paragraph writing because you will highlight all the objects which you encountered to your tour, like the roads, hilly roads, mountains, snow, or anything which is different than the plain areas there. Yes or no? Spatial way of paragraph writing which is related to the nature means प्रकृति, आसपास की प्रकृति से related, या layout means जो चीज वहां पर बिखरी हुई है, जो चीज आपके सामने encounter हो रही है. Is that clear? Okay. This was the spatial way of paragraph writing, and the last one is linear. ध्यान से सुनिएगा, मैं जैसा बोल रहा हूं, linear way of paragraph writing. अब linear way of paragraph writing क्या है? Where one sentence always demands another sentence to explain it. जहां पर एक सेंटेंस हमेशा डिमांड करता है दूसरे सेंटेंस की, ताकि वो और ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन किया जा सके. That way, that method is called linear way of paragraph writing, where the reason comes together with every single sentence. Is that clear? Linear way of paragraph writing. That's why I wrote this in the parenthesis, explanation of each sentence, where you are providing extra sentences to explain all the sentences which you took, which you wrote, which you gave there to say something about an idea. Is that clear? So these are 5 different types of paragraph writing. Just listen to me one thing. This is the end of today's video, but my next video will come with these all different types again, but in a bit detail. इन सभी different types को हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, इनके कुछ एग्जांपल्स भी गो थ्रू करेंगे. Okay, so till the time we are not meeting again in our next video, take care of your health. Thank you very much to stay tuned with me. Okay, bye bye, take care.